It's Stef with Stef Rock Show. We're here at the tour of Idelmind. Thanks for coming by.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So I just checked you guys out, the tour, and I saw one of the stops was Lodi, and I was like, no way. I'm from Lodi, and it used to be a tiny town. We didn't get cool bands like you guys to come there. How did Lodi get on the mix? How did that happen?
I think we got asked to play Lodi like a year ago, I think, for something, and we couldn't end up going because we didn't have a drummer at the time, so we weren't really in the market for shows because it was just me and Ryan, our guitarist, for a minute. So we had to say no to some stuff. But Lodi's always been in the back of our pocket because I've heard recently that it's been popping off. And I've met some friends recently that say they're from Lodi or like the surrounding area, and they're just like, "Yeah, no, the last like 3 years it's popped off and there's a bunch of shows coming." So
I've been hearing this too, and I'm so bummed that I left there in 2004, and I now wanna go back and, like, see a show there because I haven't gone back in forever, but now I guess it's got a pretty good music scene going on.
yeah, yeah, that's what I hear. I'm excited to check it out though, for sure.
And then I saw June 29th, so Saturday, you guys are at Goldfield. Are you guys
hmm
at the Roseville or the Midtown?
It's at the Roseville. Yeah, we just played there for our first time like a month ago, and we got invited to come back already. So we're stoked.
Dang, they're thirsty on you guys. They already want you back again?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got added last second to a moment's notice's headline show. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I saw that. That looks really cool. I'm bummed I'll be in LA or else I would totally come out to that. Okay, and then you guys are from Reno.
we are. Yes.
What? Like I view Reno, I have the most best time, but it is so sketchy and it's like crazy. Like I'm gonna lose something when I go to Reno. I'm not gonna come home with all my stuff.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. That's Reno. Yeah, I think so. I'm from a small town about an hour south of Reno called Gardnerville, and I moved to Reno about 7, 8 years ago for a job opportunity, and was in a band with this one dude. We ended up meeting Ryan, and then one thing led to another thing, led to another thing, and then now I don't mind is what it is. But yeah, me and Ryan stayed really close once we joined a band together, and it was kind of me and him till the wheels fell off, and thankfully they haven't fallen off yet. But yeah, I don't know. I think Reno scared me a little bit at first because you hear tropes growing up, but then once you live there, you're like, oh, this place ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Was the
fine. I've definitely been to scarier places in Reno.
Yeah, and I lived in Stockton. That's you can't get any
If
worse
you
than that.
lived in Stockton and you're afraid of Reno, come on now.
No, I'm afraid that I don't come home with everything when I go to Reno. I lose
Yeah,
something every time.
you're gonna lose all your money to the casinos for sure.
Yeah. Was the
Yeah,
job opportunity you got offered in Reno like selling drugs or being a hooker?
not quite. No,
Okay. Okay,
nah.
a little
It
bit
was just a
different.
good warehouse job that paid pretty decent money, and then yeah, I've recently moved on since there. But yeah, I look fondly back at that place. I was there for like 7 years. It was pretty cool.
That's legit. So you
Yeah,
do have a job that's going to allow you to tour and focus on music as well?
yeah, yeah. Now I'm looking into more work from home opportunities. Yeah, and I don't know. I've been doing a couple weird things money wise lately. So yeah, I'm looking into new fields,
Hey,
but it's getting there.
OnlyFans? Is that
Not quite. I mean,
no?
we've joked for about 3 years now that we need to start a band OnlyFans and sell feed
Yeah.
pics and stuff because
Yeah.
that's just good income. Come on.
Yeah. I think more bands I know selling merch is now a large opportunity to create money, but also the feet pics needs to be like an only bands and it's only bands feet pics and photos, and I would
Exactly.
subscribe to that.
I got one of those Polaroid cameras, or not the actual Polaroid, but the Walmart version one. I got one of those,
Like a
and I
wind
was
up.
thinking, no, not it. Still
No?
takes the individual films. It's just not the Polaroid brand. I can't remember. I think it's like an Instax or something.
And
And
it prints it instantly?
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. I want
Yeah, they're pretty
one.
sick. I was thinking about like taking like foot pics of me and the guys and selling them for like $20 at the merch table.
Oh, like not online, like fancy in person 90s
Fancy
Polaroid
in
style.
person at shows, yeah. And
Like
then because like
autographed.
who,
Like
yeah,
would you
yeah.
autograph it too or kiss
I'll
it?
probably
Like
autograph it.
something.
Why not? Yeah, I'll put some
Yeah.
lipstick on and put some prints on the back or something.
You know what the idea I like even better? Putting lipstick on your big toe and then pressing your big toe at the bottom of the Polaroid as like a toe
Man,
kiss.
we're like an idea machine right
I
now.
I love brainstorming. Like, okay, how can you guys
Yeah.
make more money? And it's like legal, but it's kind of creepy, and girls are gonna probably dig it.
See, as long as like the threshold to like legality and creepiness is like this,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
it could be mildly creepy and like what the hell are they doing? But as long as it's not like super creepy, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I like creativeness. So, how did you get into music? When did you first get your start into music and, like, know that you wanted to take it more seriously?
My very first start to music, my dad is a singer-songwriter. He's a country artist, and he's been playing guitar ever since I was born, and he's been singing forever. And he used to go to like coffee shops and bars around town when I was like 3. And he'd dress up in his cowboy hat and his boots and Wranglers and stuff. And he dressed me up the same way because I was his son. So
Aw.
I would go there and he would like put like a microphone down and I would like sing into it. But being 3 years old, I didn't really know what I was doing. But like it was kind of that music was always in my house. I started getting kind of fidgety when I was like 9, 10 years old. And then, so he got me a drum kit when I was 13. He got me like an 8 piece Pearl Forum kit, which was like, it was like a $3,000 drum kit. I was blown away. But like
Wow.
I sat down and like just from like watching music video, like watching like Avenged Sevenfold and Atreyu music videos, I'd like would like learn like what the drummer was doing. Then I watched drum playthroughs. So the first time I sat down in a kit, I just knew how to play drums, which was kind of crazy to my dad. He's like, "You could just do that," and I'm like, "I fucking guess, yeah, I don't know." But
You weren't, like, professionally trained or reading music, you could just listen to it and kind of learn from that way?
yeah, everything I've learned is just by ear. So I've
Wow.
never I've never taken like a drum class or anything. And then I played drums in bands around the small town I grew up in for like all throughout high school and a couple years after until I moved to Reno. Then when I moved to Reno, I was just kind of done being the only drummer around. So like before we started Idelmind, I was I was finally doing vocals in a band, and then that band morphed into Idle Mind with like 3 of the members from that band. So then I just kept the role, and because like they like the lyrics that I wrote more than anything, I think. So I just kept doing that, and then we're here today. But yeah, it was all my dad that got me into music, and I mean I still love like country music and like contemporary stuff, and I've been trying to get into jazz to learn different kind of grooves, but I just kind of fucking hate it. So
Yeah.
it, I'm trying. I'm trying to branch out from just metal music, but it's hard.
Jazz is classy. I am interested in this country rock movement going on right now. It's just really popular, the crossover.
Honestly, Bill Murray, man, I love Bill Murray. There's Bill Murray, and then there's that Sacramento band. I always forget the name of them, but they're doing the country rock crossover, and it's really sick.
Which one? Dance Gavin Dance or
No, no, there's these 2 dudes from Sacramento that started they just put a song out with Gideon, and our manager Austin is gonna kill me because he loves them, and I can't
I don't
remember the
know
name of
country
them.
that well. I
I
just the Falling in
know.
Reverse and Jelly Roll thing, I just got into that and was watching that, and I think it's kinda
Yeah.
neat though, like, I vibe. I like all music. I don't have, like, a favorite kind.
See, I'm the
Um,
opposite. I don't like all music. I don't like most music, and I wish I could say I like all music, but I'm not that guy.
you're picky. So you said you felt,
Right.
like, a little bit abused. You were, like, the only drummer in the area, so did a lot of bands wanna use you and take you off in different directions, and you needed to hone on
Um,
Idle Mind, or
no, no, it's just being so the town I grew up in is like 25, 30,000 people. So there was
wow.
maybe 3 bands down here, and I played drums for one of them, and then the other band had a drummer, and he was cool, and we were friends, and we played drums together sometimes. And then it would just be a band I was in would break up, and then another one would start, and they would ask me. So I'd be like not in a band for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden a new one would start, and it would always be my house. We practiced at too because we had a garage that my drums were in, so everybody would always come here. But it just got exhausting because like when you're in such a small town, you only jam with the people who will jam with you. You don't get like your pick of the litter of musicians and the music you want to create. So half the time they weren't even necessarily like good friends of mine. They were just a dude with a guitar or a dude who could yell or sing or something. So after like 5 or 6 of those like interactions with people and bands, I put bands in quotes because they weren't really bands. Like one of them played like a talent show, and that was like as far as those got. But it's like I put time from like being 13 into like 22, so like 9 years in the drums, and it never got me anywhere. So eventually ended up moving into like a small apartment so I couldn't play drums all the time. And then I like was with another band that was based up in Elko, which is like 6 or 6 hours away, and that sucked. So they would drive down to Reno because one of the guys lived in Reno. So I would come from Carson to Reno. They'd come from Elko to Reno. We'd all meet up at this guy's house where I kept my drums at. And once that folded, I was like, dude, I really don't want to play drums anymore. Like, I really just don't enjoy it because being the drummer sometimes it just feels like you don't really have a say in anything going on. You know, it's like they just look at you like you're the drummer, just play. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I don't
You have
know.
a lot of work, you have the most things to carry, so it makes sense for people to come to you. You have the most setup and tear down. The
Yeah,
joke is the drummer doesn't get laid because he's too busy tearing down his equipment while the girls are
yeah,
trying to talk to you. But you really I feel like the drummer and the lead singer are kind of the core of the band. Like, you're holding the entire beat, and he's getting the crowd to make sure they're feeling it,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't know, everyone's important, but, like, I don't know.
Everyone's important, definitely. I think with all my years of being a drummer, now that like I'm the vocalist, like our drummer Ethan, every time he tears down, I tear down with him. Like the first thing I do is like I thank the crowd, I put my microphone down, and I grab two cymbal stands and walk off stage. Like
That's
anything
nice
I
of
can do
you.
to make life easier, because I do see those vocalists who just walk off stage and go to the green room and don't do anything. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna treat like not just your band but your friends like that? Like if you're a band, you know, if it's not like the John Smith band, you know, like you're the guy. If you're like Taylor Swift, yeah, sure, you probably don't help, you know, pick up the drums afterwards. But like, you know, if we're a band, a collective unit, and we're all equals in this, yes, I'm gonna tear down the damn drums. Like
Yeah.
like it's not a hard thing to do. You take a couple of trips back to the stage. Like I care way more about my guys and getting off stage quick and efficiently and having the next band be able to load up than I care about going and hanging out with people directly after the show. Because like I'll be at the merch booth in like 10 minutes. It's fine. You know, I'm not gonna lose sales in 10 minutes, especially if we have a merch person too. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Or if
that big
you're
of a deal.
especially doing the Polaroids of the feet, then you know they're gonna have the line out the door for the merch table, so there's no rush to
Exactly.
get there. It'll be there.
Exactly.
So tell me about the song, like, 11th Hour. Who wrote that, and what's the meaning behind it?
Yeah, so 11th Hour is a cool one. The since we started dropping singles, this is our fourth one on this little single run we've been doing. It started with Shallow Graves. Ryan has written all the music for everything. Like he just will write an entire song and drop it into the drive and hit us all up on Facebook, and then we all kind of review it and just be like, "Oh damn, I really fucked with this." 11th Hour was a song he wrote that I fell in love with immediately. I'm pretty sure all the instrumentals are the original thing he sent. We didn't have any changes to it. I didn't say, oh, hey, maybe do this instead. Like, it was just a perfect song when he sent it. And I was like, dude, I need to write something fucked over this. Like, and then it kind of became like our anti-establishment song because I personally, I know all the guys in the band agree with most of the views I have on the world, but I'm definitely the most vocal online about everything. I'm very anti-establishment. It's basically like kind of a middle finger to the whole argument over the president right now because people that think that Trump or Biden are going to do better in one way for the country are just idiots. And I don't want to get too political on your
No,
podcast. I'm sorry, but
I would agree. I saw that, you know,
yeah,
I researched your post, and, I was
yeah.
getting Rage Against the Machine vibes of, like, "Damn the man, I don't like either side," and I was like, I've talked about that before on radio shows as the
Mhm.
people to me, though, that get so angry and so insane about one side or the other, I don't think they understand how little of change is primarily gonna happen on either side. Like,
Yeah,
it's all a little bit of BS, like, we're fucked either way. We gotta pay a lot of money and just hang
and
tight.
that exactly, and like, and that's you know just that line you said, "We're fucked either way." Like that's basically the premise of the song for sure. Like no matter what we do, they have had control over you know just any regular person in America. It it's pretty much the same for most governments. There are some cool governments, you know, like I mean, you go to Sweden, that country is like one of the happiest places on earth, and I'd love to go
Yeah.
there and experience that. I think that'd be amazing. But I don't know. I just like you know there's a whole trope of like boomers saying, well, if you don't like it, get out. It's like, well, if I don't like it, I want to fucking change it. You know, I want to make this country better. Like I was born here. It's the only home I've ever known. I can't even happily say today, like as I'm 30 years old, that I'm proud to be an American because I'm not. Because we're a fucking laughing stock of the world. And the people that choose not to see that are probably on the wrong side of history. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a very very driven song and I don't know. I don't even think I did any revisions on the lyrics. I sat down, I wrote I wrote all the lyrics in like 10, 20 minutes. I sent them to Ryan and he's like, I can't believe you just wrote that. I was like, yeah, me either. That's just pretty sick, huh? He's like, use all of that. I'm like, okay, I will. So then I went to his house like 2 weeks later and I recorded all the lyrics in his bedroom and it turned out pretty sick.
I love that. I think when you get it's hard for me to just jumpstart inspiration. It has to come, and when it comes, I run. Like, I used to choreograph dance routines and dance a lot, and I couldn't just sit in the dance studio and make something up. I just all of a sudden had this idea, and I had to run to my notebook and write down the dance moves and it would literally be usually an hour that I finished a whole routine. But, like, if
Okay.
I tried to think of a dance move, I couldn't. Like, so when
Hmm.
that artsy inspiration hits you, you're like, "Let's go. Let's do this now and, like, get this
Sure.
going." Okay, can I play a game with you where you tell me which of the 2 popular songs, which one is your favorite?
Yeah, of course.
Or that
Hopefully
you
I
like
know
more?
them.
Well,
Is it like metal songs or is it like pop songs or because
it's,
I'm not super familiar.
a a lot of rock songs.
Okay.
Out of this song, "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses or "Purple Haze" by Jimi Hendrix?
At this point, probably Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix because Guns N' Roses is not a band I really support anymore.
Did you see Axl perform recently? Like, I felt bad for him.
The
He
last
kinda
like
needs to
10
retire.
years has been terrible. Yeah,
He
but
needs to throw
uh,
in the towel. Like, I get
it's
paying for your
it's
mansion, like, they've got
yeah,
mortgages, but there's
sure.
also a point to, like,
It's one of those things. I'm at the point where I don't like I can't separate art from artists anymore. So if an artist is just a terrible person, I just pretty much annex all their music and don't ever listen to it anymore. And it sucks because like "Welcome to the Jungle," come on, man, that's like the most hype song in the world. But
Yeah.
Axl Rose, oh man, I just if I met that dude, it would not go well.
Same,
Like
like, in
for
media,
sure.
I've definitely been fans of bands that I won't repeat their names, and then how they've treated media or been no-shows has then hindered my, ability to be fans of them. So,
Yeah,
it's a bummer when
exactly.
that happens.
No, I
Okay,
feel you.
between "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue or "Here I Go Again on My Own" by Whitesnake.
Dude, I think I'll go with Whitesnake, man.
'Kay.
I
That's
think
another
so
good
because
party song, like, it
it
gets
is.
everybody
It
out.
really is. And "Kickstart My Heart's" not my favorite Motley Crue song, so
No, yeah, not mine
yeah.
either.
That wouldn't be the
Um,
one I'd play if I was showing somebody Motley Crue.
yeah. I think Doctor Feelgood
I think "Doctor
is
Feelgood" 'cause that song's sick.
that's probably one of my faves. I don't know, that's hard it's hard. Okay, "China Girl" by David Bowie or "Benny and the Jets" by Elton John.
I can't even hear either of those songs in my head. Probably Elton John. I like Elton John. He's cool. He's done a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, that's right, you're like a
Yeah.
baby. You're, like, born in the '90s, right?
Yeah, I was born in '94.
Dang, God, I'm old. Okay. Okay, what about between "Dope Show" by Marilyn Manson or "Closer" by Nine Inch Nails?
Nine Inch Nails all day. Like, haven't supported Manson in 15 years, so
I like it. I like it. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for playing along, and thanks so much for
Yeah.
stopping by the new podcast, and we're stoked. We'll have to come out and see you. We'll tag you so everyone can find you, and if you have anything else you wanna plug or add about your band, you can go for it.
Yeah, we 11th Hour just came out. Go check it out. We have some new songs coming out and more and more and more new music. We have so much music planned for the next, I think, at least 2 to 3 years that we have planned coming out. We have our show on the 29th with a moment's notice. Come check that out on Saturday if you're around the greater Sacramento area. And then we have our tour with No Home and Ghost Chain coming up too. And that, like you said, we'll be in Lodi. I think that's the closest it's getting to the Sacramento area. And then like SoCal, there might be a Vegas date. I don't know if that's still on or if that got canceled. I don't remember. But yeah, California, we're here. And then keep a lookout. We have, I think, three more runs the rest of the year, like weekend banger runs that are going all over California and Oregon, I think. So yeah, yeah, keep your eyes
Nice.
peeled.
Stay tuned for the feet pics, guys. All right, thank you so
Definitely the
much for
feed
coming
pics.
by. You
Yeah,
got
no
it.
problem. Thanks for